Hello guys and welcome back. Today I'll be showing you a couple of cool updates that N8N made to AI agents, along with showing you how you can access GPT OSS, the new open source model from OpenAI. Let's begin. So the first update I'm going to show you is this. Now, if you're not observant, this node might look like a typical AI agent node, but those who observe can see that it has two models. And what's the story behind this? Well, if we double click on it, we can see we have a new feature, Enable Fallback Model. Now, what this is simple. You have your main model. This example is the Google Gemini, and you have a fallback model. So if this doesn't work, it automatically goes to this. Now, this is the operator node that has GPT OSS. Now, the easiest way to access it is to go operator, just log in and get keys. From here, press keys and you will have your keys. Once you get your keys, just go to the model here. Of course, put your credentials. And if you scroll down, you can see here you have 20B free, 20B, 120B. Now, basically, these are just the level of potency of the model. The best is 120B because it refers to 120 billion parameters. And this, according to OpenAI and a lot of benchmarks, is equivalent to O4 mini. So it's open source, it's free, and it's powerful. So just select it, and there you have it. Now, the best showcase for this is just to go and show you an example. Now, I have this. This is an old workflow that we did previously. For those who might remember, it's simple, really. It just RSS updates. So what it does, we have two RSS feeds. We take those updates, we merge them into one single item. We have a code node here that just cleans out all of these inputs. So for those who stuck with us and watch our previous videos, this workflow might look familiar, but let's execute it real quick to see how it works. Now this is advantageous, it failed for us. I will show you why. Now, if we go here, the API key is deprecated, so it will not work. But to fix it, we use the new fallback feature. So let's double click and enable it. So now with it enabled, let's go and use the new model from OpenAI. That's open source. We just go here, we give it the 120 and we're done. So if we run it again, we can see that, it failed here. So it's going to the fallback and it's working, and we have an output, and that's the input, and the output is this. Basically a summarization of all of this is. So that's the first feature, that's the fallback. It's very useful because now you have a fallback, so it always keeps running if you use this. Now for the second update is this, the model selector. Now what this is simply just let the new select appropriate model for the appropriate task. What I mean by this, so when you make your agent, just write AI and you will have your agent. Instead of just giving it a model straight up, because that will be the only model to use, what you do is just press the plus and you will see model selector. If you don't see it, just write model and you will have. So what this does is lets you choose between two or even more. So if we go in here, we can see that we can choose up to 10 models. Now 10 models is overkill, so we'll stick to two, just like this example. So for this example, I just gave Gemini and Opera. Simple, easy. So let's test it out. Let's just say hello, and it automatically went to the first model. Now, why go to that model? Because if we go in here, we only have one condition. You can set up the rules and the condition. By default, we only have no rules, so automatically it goes to model 1. So if we change this to model 2 and we try it again, hello, see? Automatically went to the second model. But that's not the intended use. The intended use is you have conditions. So let's put a condition. So I want to use the first model when the chat input, let's go here, we put it right here. Now, this is our condition. Now, we have a lot of options. We have string, we have number, we have date, and each one has their own conditions. So pick and choose however you want, whatever fits the situation. We're gonna stick to string and is equals to. All right, where is it equal to? Well, for the first model, let's go with hello. Now, with the first model set, let's go to the second. The second will be the same. Chat input is equals to, but this time I'm gonna say goodbye. So if I say hello, the first model will be used. If I say goodbye, the second model will be used. Again, this is just a simple demonstration. You have a lot of options here. Have fun with this. Get creative. A lot of flexibility, a lot of options. Let's test it out. So again, the first model is hello. The second model is goodbye. Let's test it out. Let's go with hello. And it used the first model. Now let's test out the second goodbye, and it responded. Now, again, remember, this is just a simple demonstration. You can go way too deep into it. You can customize it however you want. You can add 2, 3, 6, 7, even 10 models, which also brings me, we actually did something quite similar to this in our previous videos where we created a dynamic brain workflow. Now, this workflow is just basically this, but before this even came out. So, to explain the process, we have a brain selector and we have a work. All right. So, what we did is the brain selector has a brain, which is a Gemini LLM. In the system prompt, we went, hey, if you get question, you only have two options: either respond with this or with this. So, basically, the first LLM is for a certain question, the second LLM is for a certain question. Once he goes here, if we access this, as you can see, we didn't choose LLM. Rather, the brain selector chooses the LLM and places right here. So, this was before that. This made it simpler, but this totally works. So that has been it for the second update. And for the final update, we have a new tool, an AI agent tool. Now, what this is basically you have your AI agent and you can use another AI agent as a tool. Instead of back then, you just have to go into a new workflow, create a new agent that does something, and then you have to link it and make it use another, the call N8N workflow tool, and point to that workflow with a new agent. It was a hassle and it was not very practical. So what this does is just that it's an agent that uses another agent. So basically this is the orchestrator and he has another agent with its own tool, its own model. So you can even give it the model selector. So it has a model selector. You can add memory, simple memory, and it has its own tools, which can be another AI agent. You have an AI agent and an AI agent and an agent. AI agentception, basically. So yeah, this is gonna be very powerful. We will showcase this in a workflow soon, so stay tuned for that. This has been it for the N8N update. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this useful. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and join our community if you haven't already. So special shout out to Jan. Thank you very much for subscribing to our community. If you subscribe, you get all of our previous workflows and our upcoming workflows for free. So there are points to that. But if you don't, you can browse the shop. You can find all of our workflows and you can pick and choose whatever you want. Either way, we are very grateful to you guys and thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.